Hey guys, I was assigned Module 4, Nonverbal Communication, and for that module I would like to do the concept of adapters. Adapters are a form of nonverbal communication, and according to the module, the definition of adapters are touching behaviors and movements that indicate internal states and are typically related to arousal or anxiety. Adapters can be targeted towards the self, objects, or others. Examples of adapters can include clicking your pen during lectures or playing with your hair when you're giving a speech or something. Prior to me reading Module 4, I actually had an experience where I engaged in adapters. Of course, at the time, I didn't know that there was a technical term for it and people actually study it. But yeah, the experience was I had to do a speech for my public speaking class, and I have terrible anxiety. I don't like speaking in front of people, so I get really nervous, and I just sort of unconsciously swing my foot back and forth for some reason. I don't know why. So I started doing that during the speech, and I would, halfway through the speech, because another bad thing I wasn't doing was making eye contact. So when I finally did make eye contact, I noticed that my professor would look down every time I would swing my foot, and he would write notes. And so I'm like, I feel like maybe he's taking points off for this. And then I looked around and I noticed that my classmates were also noticing my foot. So I kind of had to tell myself to stop. And then a few seconds later, I noticed that I was playing with my fingernails, and I did that for the rest of the speech. So yeah, that's my whole experience with using adapters. Now that I have discussed this experience, I will now make some inferences. I infer that by using adapters, I distracted my audience and took away from my message. I also infer that by using adapters, I took away from my credibility by appearing anxious. I learned that I should not engage in adapters because it will take away from my message and distract others, and also lessen my credibility. Now that I have made some inferences, I will discuss how these inferences can be transferred to other situations. By inferring, adapters will take away from my message when speaking, or take away from my credibility. I can use that knowledge to help me avoid it in a lot of situations, whether that be trying to convince my parents to let me go to South Padre for spring break, or when I'm at work trying to explain to a customer that they can't sit anywhere in the restaurant, a host has to sit them. In conclusion, I now understand that engaging in adapters can be a distraction, and I should avoid them at all times when speaking. So why is this concept important? Well, because I can use this new knowledge to help me when speaking with others. For example, by not engaging in adapters when speaking to customers about where they can and cannot sit in a restaurant, I can appear to be more confident and more credible, because I feel as if customers pick up on adapters and they think that you're anxious or that you might not know exactly what you're talking about, you're losing your credibility, essentially, and they kind of don't really listen to you, and they want to go up to the manager and ask if they can sit somewhere. It's like, no, I'm the host, I know what I'm doing. I would like to warn others against using adapters in your speeches. That way you can have a higher overall outcome, and your message and your speech will get across to your listeners or your audience. Thank you.